Hey friends, welcome back. Today I've got a health update for you on what has happened since my last one, which many of you have been asking about. If you're new around here, I hope that you enjoy this video and consider hitting the subscribe button to be a part of the family. We would love to have you. Alright, so first things first, I do not have my glasses on because I don't like how my ring light reflects in the glasses. So I'm doing it without it. So my face looks naked. This is my health update. It has been a little bit since I've updated. If you are not familiar with what's been happening in my life health-wise, I do highly recommend getting caught up by clicking on the playlist below, which has a lot of my autoimmune and health-related videos. Long story short, I have a autoimmune disorder that I was diagnosed with about 10 years ago. It's called Behçet's and it is rare. Since then, my life, the last 2 months has been kind of difficult health-wise. Late November, I ended up in the ER and got admitted to the hospital for 2 days. They thought that I might have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's. Tests came back negative on both of those. All of the gastro issues that I was having are related to Behçet's. But I was sent to rheumatology, and the last that you all knew was that my test came back negative for Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, and that they were testing for something new called ankylosing spondylitis. And what that is basically arthritis of the spine. This would explain my chronic back pain that I've had for the past 10 plus years. So I have lived with back pain, shoulder, neck, hip, spine pain for what feels like a lifetime and a half. And I don't talk about it much because I find that people in pain don't talk about their pain because we don't want to feel like we're complaining, and there's such a stigma that's wrapped around pain in general that we just don't talk about it much. But it is something that I live with on a daily basis. So my test results came back and I do have ankylosing spondylitis. So my blood work and my symptoms match up to give a good indication that I have ankylosing spondylitis, and so that's how I'm being treated. Moving forward from that, I am going to be starting a medication called Humira, which is an injectable immunosuppressant type medication to treat the symptoms of the ankylosing spondylitis. Now, I am already currently on an immunosuppressant called Imuran, and I am on prednisone, which is a steroid. Those I take every single day to combat the symptoms of the Behçet's. But those don't cover the symptoms of the ankylosing spondylitis. So that's where the Humira comes to play, because Humira covers the ankylosing spondylitis, but not the symptoms of Behçet's. So I'm going to be on 2 different immunosuppressants, and my immune system is just, my body hates me right now, and it's taking a toll. But we're on the right track, and the medication, I'm going through the process. It's been approved by my insurance. This medication costs about just under $5,000 a month. That's a lot of money. Luckily with my insurance, it brought it down to a $200 copay. Still a lot of money a month. And they have a prescription savings program that brings my out-of-pocket to just $5 a month, which is a huge relief and a huge stress off my shoulders. Even at $200 a month, I would have obviously paid that if it's medication that's going to help me feel better, because I'm just tired. As they say, sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. It's hard to put into words what it feels like to live with chronic illness unless you have gone through it or someone close to you has gone through it and you see what they go through. And even then, I mean, seeing someone go through it is different than experiencing it yourself, obviously. I should be starting the medication soon. I'm just waiting for the specialty pharmacy to get a hold of me, schedule a delivery date, and then we'll go from there. So that's the medication update. They did do x-rays on my spine and hips the last time I was at the rheumatologist as well, and most of those came back normal. There does seem to be some degenerative disc disease or disorder in my hip area, which explains a lot of that lower back pain. Nothing major yet. I'm not showing the signs of, like, ankylosing spondylitis makes your spine, it's basically like parts of your spine fuse around the discs to resemble like a shoot of bamboo. So they call it bamboo spine. And I'll try and insert a picture here of what I'm talking about. But my spine does not show indication of doing that yet, which is a good thing. And I'm getting on medication now, which will slow down that process. But all of the symptoms are there. I cannot sleep a full night of rest without waking up in the middle of the night with severe back pain, because periods of rest cause your spine to like stiffen. And so in the middle of the night, I will often have to prop myself up with multiple pillows and sleep sitting upright. Or I sleep better on the couch on our Chase lounge than I do in my own bed, which is kind of sad. In the morning when I wake up, I hobble and I'm kind of like hunched over until my back kind of loosens a little bit. And then just throughout the day in general, I just have random pain throughout, basically from my shoulders down through my hip bones. It varies on what kind of pain I'm experiencing each day, but it's always there. So I'm hoping that the medications will help with that. I've also got a referral to the pain management clinic coming up. So I'm curious to see what they will have to say and how we're going to address this, because ankylosing spondylitis is something there is no cure for, and it will most likely get worse as I get older. And I'm only 33 right now, and so to know that I'm experiencing the pain that I am, I mean, I'm able to function on a daily basis, don't get me wrong. Things could be much worse, and if I don't look at the silver lining of this, then I will just become depressed and get swallowed in the overwhelming feeling of what this means for my life and for my quality of life. If we can attack it now and kind of slow down the process, I think that's our goal. I will follow up with rheumatology again in March to see how things are going and address the medications that I'm on and see if we need to change anything, possibly lower or up any medications, see whether I need to stay on the steroids or not. I've been on steroids since the end of November, which is crazy to me. That's a long time to be on steroids. So what does this mean like right now? Like, how am I feeling now? A lot of you have made note in comments about how I feel like in my videos, that I'm definitely looking better. I'm looking back to my normal self. And yes, for the most part, I'm feeling much better than I was a month ago or 2 months ago when all of this started. A lot of my symptoms have been suppressed by the immunosuppressant medication, which is great. That's what I'm taking it for. But there are days like today and the past few days where life is just overwhelming. Last weekend I had so much energy and I got so much done. That's when my cleaning video went up from the other day, where the kids and I had like a dance party and we cleaned the house, and I was just go, go, go. And now I feel like I'm paying for that, because I had that burst of energy and I wanted to get so much done. And now the days following that, I have been not so peppy, not so energized. The fatigue just like weighs me down. If you have never heard of the term Spoonie, if you are someone who lives with chronic illness or someone you know lives with chronic illness, you may be familiar with the term Spoonie, but it comes from the analogy of trying to explain what it feels like to someone without chronic illness, what it feels like to live with chronic illness. So imagine that you wake up every day and you have, say, 12 spoons. Those 12 spoons indicate how much energy that you have to get through your day. So taking a shower is going to cost you 1 spoon, so that leaves you with 11. And then doing your hair and makeup is going to cost you a spoon. Cooking breakfast is going to cost you a spoon. Driving to work is going to cost you a spoon. And so you can see very quickly how someone who lives with chronic illness, when we say we're tired, or when we say that we're in pain, or when we say that our body is just, we can't do it, sometimes it's not that we're complaining, and it's definitely not that we don't want to be productive, because I know for myself personally, I thrive on chaos and to-do lists, and I have anxiety right now because my to-do list is getting longer and longer because I haven't been able to tackle it the last few days. My body just won't let me. I try and I get fatigued really easily, or I get dizzy, or I get lightheaded, or the pain kicks in, or whatever the case may be. I ran out of spoons, and I joked with my husband yesterday. I texted him, I said, got out of bed, think I'm running on negative spoons to begin with. So if you overdo it, and say you have 12 spoons for the day and you've done 15 spoons worth of activity, the following day you're gonna pay for it. And then it kind of just gets worse. It can be difficult, but hopefully that makes sense. I don't know, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. It's been a rough few days, and I've had to really force myself to get up and do the things that need to be done. Recording this video is something that's been on my list for well over a week now, and finally I just said, you know what? I've got to do it. I'm not saying any of this for pity. I definitely appreciate your prayers and your comments. They do keep me going, and I will take all the prayers and comments, but I don't say it for pity, but I just say it to when I'm not feeling well and when the videos aren't either as quality or as frequent as maybe they are when I'm feeling well, this is why. And it's just something, there's ups and downs living with chronic illness, and right now I'm kind of in a slump, and it'll get better and I'll be back to my peppy, energized self, doing more than I probably should, but you got to take it as it goes. And so I ride the roller coaster and I bring you along with me when I can, and that's that. But thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it more than you will ever know, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.